What's up guys? Today I'm going to teach you the most unpopular trick in skateboarding, the varial flip. Okay guys, so the reason I think this trick is hated on so much is because it's compared to the tray flip way too much. It's not seen as its own trick because a lot of people are like, why are you trying to varial flip? Why don't you just try tray flip because it looks better, you know? Well, honestly, I think the varial trip is really important to learn because it's one of the first intermediate tricks that you'll ever learn, and it's so easy. Compared to the tray flips are hard to learn, guys. I'm telling you, like, I don't even have tray flips super consistent. Varial flips, I'm telling you, are so much easier, guys. You also might want to learn varial flips just because the game of skates, you can have a bigger bag of tricks, so why not just have a bigger bag of tricks than just cutting out a trick just because someone said it's stupid. Honestly though, even though it's not exactly related to a tray flip, I think it'll help you out with it, or just any other trick in general, because once you learn more tricks, I just feel that you can get other tricks a lot more easier. So, and definitely this is like the intermediate stage, so once you learn kick flips and heel flips and all that stuff, I'm telling you guys are gonna progress like crazy because the intermediate tricks, they're so easy to learn. So I'm gonna get right into the varial flip, so don't click out. I'm telling you, the varial flip is super fun to do. So like some most intermediate tricks, this does require some prerequisites, but they shouldn't be that hard to learn. All you need to know is a pop shove it and a kick flip. Now I'm telling you, it's literally just like combining the two. It's not really kind of its own trick and there's no weird way around it. It's literally just combining the two tricks together. So if you have those two tricks down, you're ready to try this. Also for the pop shove it, make sure that you learned it while actually popping it instead of just kind of scooping it. Just because for the varial flip, you are gonna have to kind of pop more than you scoop for this trick. So just make sure you know how to pop your pop shove it. Okay, so this is my foot position. So this is regular, I'm not goofy. So first off, when I put my front foot on, I want it to be a little bit right under the bolt, and then you can kind of move it back. Like if you're just starting, I recommend putting your toe on the closest part to the edge of the kickflip on the bottom bolt. So right there on that bolt, that's why I recommend starting off. Later on, you can pretty much just put it right under the bolts, and all you want to do is kind of turn it to a 45-degree angle, so you would go from here to about here. So you just kind of want to point your toe to your wheel if possible. Alright, so that's it for the front foot, and then for your back foot, you're gonna want to put it kind of on the edge of the tail, like in the pocket a little bit, like your toe right here, but you don't want to put it too far over, because basically for the varial flip, you're gonna want to pop it more than scooping it like a tray flip. So make sure it's actually on the tail of the board, so you can either put it right on the corner here, or you can actually move it a little bit towards the center. Now it's gonna be a little bit easier if you have like kind of close to the corner, but just make sure it's on the board and not actually hanging off like this. So just make sure it's on the corner of the board. My varial flip position right now kind of looks like this. If you're just starting, I recommend kind of putting it like right under that bolt right there, and then putting it right here. And if you're also having trouble flipping it while using that foot position, you can also move it back a little bit. I wouldn't recommend doing it too much just because you're not gonna have too much control on it. So if you're like this, it's gonna be a little wobbly to stay on, but the higher you have it on, then the easier it'll be able to stay stabilized on it. Okay, so now for actually flipping the trick, basically for a kick flip, you're gonna flick straight out, but for varial flips, you actually kind of want to kick this way. So it's like almost gonna be the same, but like basically since you're gonna have the tail moving that way, the point where you're supposed to flick is gonna come over this way with it. So if you're flicking this way while it's turning, it may not be the same. But if you think about it like flicking over, like where your toes are pointing, and then when you get to that side, your toe's gonna flick it here, and that's what's gonna make the varial flip. So honestly, that is the most key thing that I learned when trying to do this trick, because whenever I try to do a regular flick for a kick flip, just mixed with a pop shove it wouldn't exactly form the trick. So I would actually try to kick forward more, just because it just kind of propels the whole trick into that direction. So I'll kind of just show you real quick. So you can see my toe actually went towards the camera instead of kind of going this way. I'll show you again. So just focus on this flicking toe right here to go towards the camera. So that's pretty much all you have to know just for the flicking portion. Like I said before, if you're having trouble flicking it a little bit, then you can actually move your foot a little bit back more towards the middle of the board here, just so you can catch it a little easier. And also, if your foot's too far up and you're having trouble flipping it, just move it back this way. So move it more off the board, just so you can kind of catch the edge of this board, since that's what you're flipping. So it's gonna go here. because your foot's too far on, then it might not be able to catch this part better, which needs to be hit to flip. So after that, the main part of the trick for the back foot is you're gonna have it in the corner, just like a pop shove or anything. And basically, you're gonna wanna pop and scoop back. It's pretty self-explanatory, but you wanna focus more on the pop than the scoop, because when I started off, I started scooping way too much. I was focusing on that too much because I thought I needed to get the full shove in order to do it, but I wasn't getting the pop that I needed, and always would just hover and just go upside down. So basically, if you focus on the pop, it will actually allow you to flick it better, just because it kind of propels the board a little bit more. And honestly, at least when I think about it, you can just try this if you want to, but don't even think about scooping, because if you have your foot in the pocket, like over here, and you pop straight down, it's like automatically gonna push it back just slightly. So just think about it like that. So putting your foot in the pocket and then just trying to pop straight down in this area, and then just slightly think about shoving back. Don't think about shoving back too much, because then it might over rotate or you won't just get enough pop for the trick. Alright, so first step I want you to do, just like any other trick, put the board down, get in the foot position I just told you, and try to land it with your front foot each time. So just do a bunch of times, practicing the rotation. Just do it over and over. I say probably do it until you land about 10 of them with one foot. So just make sure you just keep doing them. As a reminder, just make sure when you're flicking, you're kicking out that way. I mean, honestly, you can do whatever helps you the best, but what helped me the best, and when I was teaching other people how to do this trick, was the flicking outwards towards where your toes are pointing, instead of just flicking like a regular kickflip. So some people might think you might want to try to land with your back foot after doing that. Honestly, don't recommend doing that too much, just because if you get in the habit of landing one foot too much, then it's going to be a little hard actually trying the trick. So make sure you don't try to do it too much, but just that, the main step for that is just to help you practice forming the trick and then kind of pushing it down once it's done. And also, if you're having trouble with this trick like a lot, then you can actually try it fakie, because just for the rotation, it doesn't have to really go all the way, because you can kind of cheat it. You can get a fakie varial flip and land maybe about here, and you can probably still end up like rolling off with it, just because it helps kind of form the trick a little better, just because you have that momentum already going on the back truck here when you're kind of rotated backwards. I honestly just recommend learning it regular first, because once you learn that, it'll be easier to learn it fakie than learning it fakie first and then trying to go forward after you learn it like that. So like I said, you can do it stationary. I don't even know if I can do it yet, because I find it easier while moving. Okay, so I did it first try, but just like a recap, practice landing with your front foot only first. And then like a mid step you can do is kind of like tucking your knees after you do it, but not actually jumping on the board. It doesn't have to form the full varial flip, just make sure you tuck your knees after you do the trick, just to get kind of all those free feelings out there. After, you want to kind of jump towards the board if you can, just to like actually try to land on it. Okay, so now for everybody's favorite part, the common mistakes. So one of the first common mistakes that will happen most of the time is a half flip. So when the board is flipping upside down a lot and you can't really land the trick just because it, you know, you need it to fully flip over to do that. Honestly, what I recommend is moving your foot back a little bit if it's too far over the board, and also making sure that you're popping straight down and not scooping too much. So just pop a little bit hard if you can, because sometimes you don't actually even have to flick hard. It's the fact that you're not popping hard enough, because when you pop it harder, it's going to pop higher, so it's going to allow the board to flip longer. So that's one of the things that will help with it. Also, another common mistake, this one sucks the most, is over flipping the board, because sometimes you'll actually land primo and this kind of hurts and you'll fall down and stuff. So my recommendation for that is just move your front foot more on the board. So I don't know if you can really see this, I need to get a good angle. So if your foot was like this before, then move it more on the board, just because it's gonna not flick it as much. It's gonna kind of slow down the flipping of the board. And also, don't pop too hard, so pop a little bit lighter, and that's pretty much it for just over flipping. You kind of have to feel the trick and then change it based on what's happening. So if it's over flipping, just move your foot more on the board so it slows down the flipping part of it, and then pop less, just so it doesn't give it too much air time where it flips too much. Okay, so now instead of flipping, let's say rotation is your problem. So let's say you're not getting enough rotation. Honestly, it's just a simple fix for this. You just want to just scoop a little bit more than you are, just because you might be popping down straight down too much. So either scoop a little bit more or put your back foot into the pocket a little bit more. Don't leave it hanging too much, but just put it more in there just so it kind of catches that pop shove rotation. And on the other hand, if you're over rotating it, just like I said before, you want to make sure you pop straight down, because that was one of my issues when starting this trick, is I wasn't popping straight down. I was focusing on scooping way too much, so it almost do like a tray flip in a weird way. So just make sure you pop straight down or move your foot a little bit back out of the pocket just so it doesn't scoop as much. And then the last one, if it's not just working all together, even though you're using all the tips I use, then I just recommend going back to the pop shove and the kickflip and just getting those more controlled, because if you get those controlled, then it's gonna make this trick a little bit easier, because it's just the two tricks combined. You're not doing anything different than most of the tricks except for flicking forward. Always just keep trying, never give up on the trick, because sometimes you won't learn tricks in one day. I guarantee you though, you will learn this trick faster than you learn the kickflip and pop shove it, just because it's at that stage where you're getting more comfortable on your board, so it's gonna make it easier to learn tricks. So just use all the tips I used. If that doesn't help, then just contact me on my Instagram or in the comments. If you need more help personally, you can even send me videos on Instagram so I can help you. But otherwise than that, varial flips, they're actually really fun. You can do nightmare flips. You can do varial flip reverts. And then you can use those tricks to form other ones, such as even doing the tray flip. So otherwise than that, guys, just make sure you keep trying this trick. Don't give up on it. I'm telling you, you'll have so much fun learning this trick. Even if, don't let the advanced skaters tell you that this trick's boring, because I honestly thought it was fun when I first learned it, because it was like my first kind of intermediate advanced tricks. So yeah, guys, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. I'm gonna try to have more videos this year in 2019, just because I freed up my schedule. It's not ugly like last semester where I had like no free time or anything, so I have plenty of time now. Make sure you comment for some videos down below of what you want to see. I'm thinking of making more progression based videos and kind of tutorials, like not just all that, but I want that to be the focus, just so I can help people learn how to skate more. So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.